Yay, it went through smoothly. At least it seems like it. Hello, everyone. All three of you who have been waiting for this. So nice to see people are waiting. I think I'm going to give it a few minutes like I usually do. I am here with Mr. Reality. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's exciting to be doing this again and to have. I mean, I've been planning to interview you for a while, and I know that you and I have been going back and forth for a while, and I'm really glad that we finally got to do this.
Yep.
Welcome, Four Warnings. I see you're already waiting. That is your fiance, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw something about it on Twitter. Congrats, guys. I hope it's okay that I said that on the live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we put it up on Twitter, I think. Oh no, I know we put it up on Twitter, but
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just reading something.
No, you're right.
Again. Oh, welcome, Asian Persuasion. Always nice to see familiar faces. Memento Mori. Anime. Hi, Empoleon. Welcome. Stacy. Hi. So nice to see the usuals here. Glad you guys haven't forgotten about me. Anyway, so how is your what day is it now there? Is it Saturday already?
Saturday morning, yeah. Nice. Well, it's not early anymore. It's like 10 a.m. But
wow. So
yeah.
this is like post breakfast for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. I'm just having my coffee.
Gotcha. Well, at least I didn't catch you like in the middle of the night or something.
No, you're not the strangest. Wake me up at 5 a.m. Hey guys, let's do a meeting. No, I'm kidding. They're all right.
Well, they usually stream. I thought around this time also. I didn't know that they were streaming earlier than that.
They did an early one because Ramsey had to. Ramsey's hours are a bit different, so to have both him and me at the same time, we obviously have to be up at a ridiculous hour for Ramsey.
Got it. Yeah, he was the one I think I kept up till the middle of the night or something. Like it was a crazy time for him. I think he was falling asleep on the stream.
I am not sleeping. I'm just resting my eyes.
That's what they all say. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we're going to get started here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your channel? I mean, I know I sent you questions.
Yeah.
But I like to kind of ease into them. Or I try to anyway.
So I'm an Aussie. I love horror, and my channel is pretty much entailing both those things. It's pretty hard to hide the fact that I'm Aussie. It's pretty much all over it. But yeah, it's a mixture of everything. I started off doing horror narrations, mainly around true stories, and I've more moved into true crimes and all of that around Australia because there's not a lot out there. I feel like there's a lot of serial killers and whatnot have been covered that are mainly American, Canadian, and from the UK. And I've just found that there was a big gap in the market to maybe try and share some of the creepy stuff from here. So in a nutshell, it's just an Aussie dude narrating a bunch of creepy stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I really appreciate the accent along with the new stories that you bring, because I know you have covered, like you said, the serial killers of Australia that we'd never heard about. And who was it? I think I was listening to who was it? I want to say it was either Let's Read or Your Maker. Somebody was covering a story that pertained to Australia and a serial killer that was active there at the time. And it wasn't until I heard one of your little kind of documentary style things that I knew who they were talking about because you covered it before. But if it hadn't been for that, I would have had no clue because, like you said, us Americans and a little bit of the Brits have kind of cornered the market.
Yeah. 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 That's
sorry,
awesome. That's really good to hear. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, you're educating all of us.
I was able to document it. help you learn one of the serial killers at least. That's awesome.
Yeah. How did you find this community?
So, honestly, I believe it was, I know it was through Slumber, but what happened was I was, I didn't even know the horror community existed, right? Had I known this going into it, that would have been nice. It would have been very nice because I would have, at least not felt so alone. I was just plodding along doing my channel, and I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but his name's Crump. He does a bunch of stock footage, and he was actually my very first sub. Now I know Phantom of Darkness uses his footage and a few other people, right? So he was one of my first subs, but I didn't really I I started using his stock footage in my videos, just to give it some I don't know, some like video track or something. And he was stoked and over the moon. But I think through him I met Slumber, and then through Slumber I met the horror community, because Slumber was part of Twitter, which obviously everyone is except me at the time. And yeah, I just saw these other guys, other narrators, and I was like, oh wow, what's all this? And then through that, I got to know them, and like people were listeners and all that sort of stuff, like actual fans, like people who like listening to
Yeah.
this stuff. Once I found
Yeah.
that audience, it took off.
Wow. Yeah, see, I have never talked to someone who started this and didn't know there was a community beforehand. I feel like at
Yeah.
least 9 out of 10 of the people that I've had, on, they always say, oh, well, I was listening to so and so and they inspired me. I don't think I've had someone before say that they went into this blindly. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you
I thought
found
I was
us.
onto a good thing. I thought I was onto this original thing, and then I was like, oh, never mind. There's a corpse husband. There's a being scared. Like, God damn it.
You're like, I'm
Here
not
I am.
original. You're like, what,
Yeah.
5, 6 years too late, maybe? It's okay, though. It's okay because you bring something new to the table. I mean, I know that there's other Aussie narrators out there, but I think you just do it differently, in my opinion. And I really appreciate the way that you run your channel.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what stuck out to me. And I also spoke to Mr. Ramsey, and I was like, hey, I kind of want to interview him. He's like, oh, he's a dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't use those words, but that's what he meant,
Yeah. There was a few curse words instead of dear friend. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if you saw, but he posted some questions there for you to answer. So we'll see if we can get to those. Did you see that?
Awesome. No, I haven't yet, but I haven't really checked Twitter just yet. I've been running around this morning. But
I'm sure that you will appreciate the nature of the questions. It'll probably get me like shut down and blocked from YouTube. Anyway, so what is the origin of your name? Is it because you wanted to focus on the true stories, or?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the one thing I sort of learnt going into it, was quickly what I preferred more. So I came across Big Buster, but look, I didn't understand. I don't know. I like him and everything like that, but just not my style personally. I don't like listening to other Aussies, but it's an Aussie thing.
Okay.
Aussies don't like listening to other Aussies when I don't know. They do and they don't. It's hit and miss. But I heard Corpse Husband and the search and rescue video that he did, and that's when I really really liked that. And I thought the stories were true, so I was like, oh wow, this is really creepy. I found out it's No Sleep. I was like, oh okay, well he's done really well. It's really convincing. And then I heard Being Scared, and Being Scared that's really what persuaded me to realize I really like true stories in a nutshell. And then I heard some of your videos and stuff. I like the true stories. So when I was picking a name, I had a different name at the time. It was literally it was just my name, to be honest. And I thought, well, I don't really want to use my name, just in case, to keep that a secret. So so basically it's Reality. So and it just kind of went with Mr. because I know it's overused, but it was really the only thing that stuck. So it's just kind of a lazy put it together, but it's too late to change it now.
I feel like a lot of people say it's too late to do this now. And then you hit 100K, you're like, I could have probably done it back then, but I didn't.
I have actually tried changing it in general, just to another name in between. I think I lost like 20 subs just doing it because they were like, who the hell is this? I don't remember subbing to you.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, because I changed it to I think it was like the Horror Project or something. Like I just wanted something different that didn't associate me with a name. Associate the channel with a name. But yeah, it just really didn't really stick well. But as soon as I put it back, I sort of gained those people back. So I've just left it. I don't want to upset too many people.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's been a few of like the I guess you could say middle-sized channels that have been able to rebrand, but they keep something from like the name. So like maybe if you kept Reality, it would work out, like Reality Horror Project or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like who is it? Nexpo, I think. Yeah, he's known as Nexpo now, but he didn't start out as Nexpo. He rebranded because he wanted to be able to do more with his channel. Same with Mr. Black Pasta. Now he's what is it, Mr. Black? audio something, I
Yeah,
think,
it's
because
like
they
animation
also
sort
want to
of
be
thing.
open
Yeah.
with what they're doing and not just, be in this tiny little niche that their names kind of confine them to. But I think this reality is broad enough where you can make it into whatever you want if you ever chose to kind of focus more on like documentary style videos or anything like that. But yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's cool that you're sticking to what you started with. I was gonna ask you, when did you start uploading like your very first video? When was it? Is it the one that's currently up? Because I saw that your account's been active since 2007.
Yeah, so I've had it was just a YouTube account that I had a video uploaded to ages ago, and then what happened was, um, there was basically I just because it was just my own name, so I that's the channel I started uploading on, and then later on I renamed it to Mr. Reality just to give it a bit more of a and like an anonymous sort of name to it. So that's why it it's 2007, but my first upload was I think it was like March or April of 2018.
I
Like
thought
that's when I
so. I thought
started
it was
uploading.
fairly recent.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
know.
when I
People
started
look at the year.
noticing. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a really old YouTube account that I merged into my Gmail and it took my real name and later on I just yeah, just renamed it. So yeah, it's not 2007. I haven't been on doing it that long, but
Gotcha. So, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Because it wasn't one of the narrators, obviously, because you didn't even know the rest of us existed. So, what made you decide, hey, I'll start doing this?
I was looking at I was already trying to do a YouTube channel in the first place. I had been for a while. I used to run one back in 2005, I think, when YouTube first started up. I was making custom music videos, right? So I would take a scene from a movie, put it to a song. This is before copyright was a thing on YouTube, and that's what I used to do. And like I made a lot of, that channel got fairly big, but I eventually gave up on that and started up this, YouTube in 2007. So the idea was I was going to do like vlogging around Australia and stuff like that, and then like just go out and show people things, kind of like a touristy video.
Uh-huh.
And it was all right. I did well. I bought all the equipment for it and all that sort of stuff. But it took a lot of patience, and it takes a lot to get any channel off the ground. So that was all right. But then I've always loved horror and wanted to sort of incorporate that. And I kind of wanted to do urban exploring instead. So rather than to do like touristy sort of videos, I wanted to do more like urban exploring, like abandoned places around here and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and then I just came across obviously Reddit, with the let's not meet stories and stuff like that, and I thought this would be really cool to actually turn into like an audio sort of thing, like a whatever, and played around with it, and I thought here I am being original, and and yeah, so I really liked it because it just seemed more simplistic in terms of you can just listen to it and you can just read out and share a story as opposed to have to run around, potentially get yourself killed and, all that sort of stuff. So it was a nice alternative until, I worked out there was an entire world of people doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe if you would have started back in 2005 when this started, then you would be one of the OGs. But
Yeah, I know.
I guess the
Bugger.
idea didn't sprout until much later.
Yeah, if only I knew about it then. Yeah.
Is there something that you wish to improve upon with your channel?
Honestly, everything, to be honest. I don't think there's one thing I'm happy with. Like I look at my videos back when I first started doing them. Like there's some I never uploaded just because they were um so bad, basically. Like I look back, I thought they were good at the time, then I ripped them down going, you know, let's not do that. Mainly the just with everything, like I reckon there's always room to improve. My ability to narrate, the video footage, there's so much that I want to improve on. But there's only so much you can do as well because like you see other people do certain things like certain effects or they animate their stories now, and that's I think animation is like that's where it's going now. I think like it just steps it up to another level once you hit a
Yeah.
certain size or whatever. And I mean, ultimately, I guess that would be the ultimate improvement right now. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, how much how much time do you have, and how much skill do you
Yeah,
have and
exactly. And
enjoy and
then
stuff.
like
So
your particular set of skills and all that stuff and money and just there's so much
yeah.
that goes into it, you know. I was gonna ask you the logo. I know you changed it. Is there a reason you
Yeah.
changed it? And
Yeah. So are you talking about the kangaroo or are you talking about the text that I use?
well, you are the kangaroo.
Okay. Okay. So so the first kangaroo came from so Yeah Man did that one. Now because he did Ramsey's avatar and I quite liked it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I thought, oh look, I need something. So how about I get a Wolf Creek style? It was basically Wolf Creek but kangaroo. So
got it. Okay.
that's all it is. So Yeah Man did that, and he did really well on it. So I got that, and I've been using that. But people have been mistaking it for Scar from Lion King
Oh,
in a hood. Yeah, and I thought I can see that. I can see that now. So so I've been meaning to get a new kangaroo sort of modified or drawn up. So this one's actually done by Four. She's actually done this. So I mean, it's this one's a rudimentary one because we're still playing around with it. But yeah, I wanted something more horrific, basically. So it's actually the full picture of this is actually a kangaroo, zombie kangaroo in the outback, and it's
mhm.
actually me in the pouch, dead, as in real life me.
That's great. That's awesome. Let me see. Oh no, you don't even. It's not on Twitter either. Um, I was trying to figure out if you
One.
had it somewhere or.
Oh no, once it's finished up and we whatever we finished with it, then I'll release
Mhm.
it properly. But like right now, it's just more I just wanted a new avatar just to sort of go with the new intro and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
yeah, it's a little bit more my style, so I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, they're both pretty amazing. But I think the cherry on the cake will really be when you're in the pouch.
Actually, in the
That's
pouch, yeah.
great. Okay. So, is there a particular video that you would say is your favorite that you've narrated?
Yeah, actually, it's one I've actually written. So that one's a serial killer one called the Brownout Killer. What it is, it's a true crime about an American soldier who was stationed down here, down in Australia in Melbourne during the just after the Pearl Harbor bombings,
Hmm.
because we were being attacked by the Japanese as well. And anyway, but he turned out to be a serial killer. He's going around killing innocent women, prostitutes, etc. So that one by far was probably my favorite because it was the first video I've ever collabed with Four Warnings on. It was our actual like more of our first video that we've ever done together as an engaged couple. So it was
Oh,
it was nice because I wrote that obviously with all the true crimes I actually have to write them like the entire script, do the research, which is a really grueling process. Write it, get the script together and stuff like that. So when
yeah,
I wrote it specifically for her to do, the sections relating to the
yeah,
American section in it. So by far, it's probably my favorite because it was the one I spent the most time on, but also the one I could actually have with her in it. And
gotcha.
she, the stupid thing is, like, I've been wanting to collab with her way before we even started dating, like ages ago. But I was always too shy to ask her because I was like, oh God, I'm out of my league. She's gonna like reject me and stuff like
Aw,
that. And so, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" Are you like, yep.
wow.
But
Wait, so okay, so for whatever reason, I actually thought that she came after you, but it sounds like she had a channel on her own before you guys
yeah,
even knew
oh,
each
way
other?
before. Yeah, but way before. I actually met Four Warnings and like Johnny and all at the same time through the Crowflies. So Johnny, Four, I'm guessing there's a few others there, but the two that are in this live stream at the moment, anyway. I met them all at the same time. They were all friends among themselves. They all kind of, I guess, started together. I'd say. I'm not sure if that's correct, guys, but yeah, I think they all sort of started around the same time, and they've just been friends with each other ever since. So I've kind of met that group of people, I suppose.
Gotcha, because I actually didn't know I mean, no, this is, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like I
Right.
didn't know that she had a channel or that
Yeah.
she was around until you, because you started bringing her into your videos and tagging her in things, and then on Twitter, and I was like, oh, it's another female, narrator, and yeah, like so I actually found you before I found her, even though
Well,
it
that's
sounds like
really
she's been
good. I
around
mean,
longer.
that's the power of collabs, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
find
exactly.
people.
It introduces you people to content for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well
No,
that's cute. That's
she's been
adorable.
around since since June, so she said. So yeah, because I think I met Johnny. He was no, believe this, Johnny was only at 70 subs when I first met him, right?
Mhm.
He's at 6K now and monetized. I mean, that's great. That is
I
great.
forget. Johnny's also somebody who has been popping up a lot because my friends like retweet him or somebody I
Yeah.
follow retweets him. But yeah, like
Yep.
the exposure is real here, guys. Like
Yeah.
your friends are
It
doing
really
their
is.
job.
Well, because Johnny's more of a vlog style, but he does Japanese horrors and urban legends and stuff like that, among other things, right? So that's I guess where Johnny sort of fits into the horror community, and yeah, Four does all the sort of like no sleeps and creepypastas and stuff like that. Like the stuff that makes you think, like how to commit the perfect murder and get away with it and stuff like that. Like really, really good stuff that actually made the news. And I was really, really proud of her that she got that because, her and the writer did that really well. And that's awesome stuff. Like she needs to make more videos. But anyway,
That's
that's
great. I'm glad that this community brought you both love. Don't
yeah,
hear that too often.
it really did.
How cute. Okay, so what is the most disturbing video that you think you have done?
I mean, rightfully so, they're all kind of disturbing in a way, but the one that really hit home for me, was disturbing in my own right, is I did this sort of, it's not really a horror video, but on the channel it's still there. It's like True Strange Encounters, I think I called it. And it was about basically encounters with aliens and loss of time, but it was mainly the loss of time stuff because that stuff just gets me. If anything really creeps me out more, it's like aliens and stuff like that or things to do with that. So I guess it's disturbing to me because like I'm not really squeamish or anything like that. I can deal with cannibalism, and you kind of hear and see everything once you deal with like creepypastas and no sleeps and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like true accounts of loss of time and like potential alien encounters and stuff like that, that stuff gets me. It really does. So that's probably why that's the most
Gotcha.
disturbing.
Have you seen
Yeah,
The Fourth Kind?
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that really must have disturbed you.
yeah. Yep, that stuff gets me easily.
Gotcha. Okay. What are your future plans for the channel?
I'm probably going to keep it the way it is at the moment, but just add a bit more. So, like, I mean, originally I wanted to do, as I said, some urban exploring and stuff like that. And we're finding that, I mean, I'm looking at what Sir Spooks does and, the Strangers do and everything. And, like, I really, really want to at least try it. So, what we're going to do, at least to start off with, Four and I, so I'm coming up to Mass in May, and we're going to check out Salem and Danvers and we're going to do some urban, excuse me, some urban exploring, I guess. We haven't worked out if we're going to live stream that or if we're just going to like film it and then edit it and upload it or something. But
Mhm.
it'll be some sort of like urban exploring and stuff like that, I guess. So, so that's the future plans. That's the immediate future plans at the moment is to do some urban exploring around here and up in Mass and yeah, see how that goes. But otherwise, it's mainly pretty much keep it the same format, but just
Gotcha. Well, that sounds
just
exciting. I mean, it would be really cool if you guys could live stream it.
yeah, that's what we're hoping on. We're just not sure about the reception up there because it gets a bit spotty and you need like a lot of battery power and stuff. So we're just trying to
Yeah,
work.
I have heard that that it's like very demanding to be able to live stream like on the spot.
Yeah, and the amount of equipment we might need to purchase just for the sake of you know a live stream somewhere that may or
Yeah,
may not go off. We're not sure. So yeah, we're still trying to work that out. But mainly it's the
gotcha.
reception as well. But yeah, so that's
I
the
guess we'll
immediate.
find out.
Yeah.
What has been your driving force in continuing your channel? I know that there have been a lot of ups and downs in this community lately. So what keeps you going?
Honestly, I I don't really pay attention to, like, I guess the issues that are happening at the time. Like, there's some dramas that were happening, the other week and stuff like that. And unless it really, really needs, there's enough people in it, so I try not to get too involved too much in drama and stuff like that. Plus, I work full time, and obviously want to get as much time as I can with wifey. So it's between that and trying to do videos and stuff like that, or not really trying, but getting time to do it. Probably staying out as much drama as I can, to be honest. If you get involved in it, it can really bring you down
Yeah.
in general. But probably the biggest driver is the fact that that people come to watch the videos and they're like, I can't wait to see your next one. I can't wait to see you guys, live stream next time or whatever like that. And that's really encouraging because it just makes you want to, come up with more ideas, or they'll give you ideas like, hey, how about do some stories about, camping or whatever. And like that sort of stuff, it's good to get feedback from the listeners who are, basically giving you the likes and the subs. And also when they send you their stories, they're like, can you please narrate my story? I'm an Aussie. Here's my story, read it, or I just want you to read my story and stuff like that. Like all that stuff keeps me going because, you never have a dull moment. You remember, you're easily reminded why you do the channel. It's to entertain people, basically.
Yeah.
It's a hobby for you, but it's to entertain people. And like, if I feel like I need a break and I'm just going to take a break, I'll do it because the biggest thing is it's not a 9 to 5 job. It's something that you can, walk away from, not walk away from, but, take a break if you need it. Just like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to stop going to the gym because you're tired or sore, you stop going to the gym,
Hmm.
It's it's better to recharge and take some time off rather than, just push yourself and just try and do something that you're ultimately going to burn out and, you know,
And end
not
up
be the same
hating.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. Okay, well, that's a good way to look at it, honestly. That this isn't like something an obligation, and this, luckily you're able to do this just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I,
that's
I I
great.
understand for people who do it as a career, and I understand it's a lot different for them because that's
Yeah,
their primary source of income.
definitely.
And
Yeah, that's
look, in
their
that case,
livelihood.
yeah, I couldn't tell you what you would do, and what I would do in that situation. But I just hope that they do remember why they're doing this. It's not just for income, but why they got into it. Was it for
Yeah,
monetization? Was it for entertaining the people?
yeah, I agree. Do you have any advice for new serious narrators? Not the guys who come and go because they don't grow overnight, but
I can't.
the
Yeah.
guys who really wanna do this for the fun of it.
um, Honestly, if you're serious, just hang in there and remember why you're doing it. Um, I mean, I remember in the very beginning, when before the horror community, which I never knew existed at the time, um, I I was like, why am I doing this? I might I think I gained like 20 subs over. Actually, it was yeah, it wasn't that good, but it it was very discouraging. But the reason I kept doing it was because personally, I enjoyed reading people's stories, and I thought I could do some justice to it, and eventually, hopefully, find a way to make this thing take off. Like I was finding ways to do it, I just didn't know about the horror community, so there were other ways I was going about it. So I guess the main thing is just hang in there, and it's hard to reach out to those people who aren't part of the horror community already because, like, well, how do you reach them? And then
Yeah.
in hindsight, once you do reach them, like, well, I told you so, or whatever. I wish I found it. But I guess assuming that they're in the horror community already and they're just starting off, just hang in there. I found it was very important to at least keep a consistent upload. Um, People go, well, should I? What if I cover other stories? People have already recorded. Unless you watch every single YouTube video out there, you're never going to know. So just stick to what you're doing. Um, Listen to people's feedback. I mean, some of it's good, some of it's bad. You can be smart enough to learn where you can improve and where you can't, but don't change who you are in general and why, and don't forget why you got into it in the first place.
I think that's some pretty solid advice right there. Listen to him, guys, if you're out there.
Get your head in there.
Yeah. So have you had any crazy fan occurrences? Or I
um,
mean, I guess it's not a fan, obviously, but I guess you guys have your love story, right?
yeah, well, shit, not fair. Well, yeah, I think with four, I mean, that one was interesting because we had been talking for a long time, and admittedly we were fans of each other. Like it was actually funny because we met through a mutual mutual narrator's live stream, and we were talking in the live stream, and she was just talking, and she said she was Bostonian. I was like, go on, because I've got a bit of a crush on the Bostonian accent and stuff like that. And
Oh, okay.
go on, and we were talking a bit back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Um, I knew who she was because actually it took me a second to remember. So I clicked on the channel because we're all subbing to each other, and I remember her thumbnails because she had this really unique way, really stylistic. There's a particular style that she does on her thumbnails, which really stood out to me. It just really, I hadn't seen anything like that on YouTube before in terms of horror narrators
Hmm.
and the thumbnails. So and I started listening to her videos and I subbed to her, and that's how I got into her channel. So I remembered exactly who she was, and that point it concreted in my mind. I didn't realize she also was a listener of mine at that time. So we had gotten to know each other and we knew of each other, and we were constantly in the same weekly streams because the Crow Flies, who we both we know, he was doing a Murder Monday live stream every Monday where he would read scary stories live. So Johnny Johnny I think is Nihongo Johnny's was in there, and Paul Warnings are in there. Basically mods for the chat. And Horror Hive and Reaper's Horror, they're all connected, I guess. So yeah, we were all in there, and I talked to four, but a friend of ours, friend of mine, listener of ours, whatever, told me that she was married with 2 kids. I was like, oh, okay,
Uh-huh.
that sucks. So moved on.
That's
Whatever. I mean, good for her, lucky guy, whatever. But no, we always kept in touch and stuff like that. And but yeah, long story short, yeah, I went through a couple of things here and there, and just sort of like failed. No, they weren't relationships. They were just like like whatever, get involved here and there. And I kind of gave up and put it out on Twitter, and that's when she reached out and said, "Oh, hey, I had no idea what was going on. Hey, Autumn, how you going?" So yeah, it was yeah, she reached out, and I think Cannibal Southern Kenny was telling me he messaged me and he goes, I was saying something about 4. And he goes, I thought this was about 4. This tweet was about 4. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, I thought you and her had a thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never had a thing. What are you talking about? Like the best I knew was where she's married. He just said LOL and then said that's the first I've heard of it. And then coincidentally that night, for messaged me and just to basically reach out and make sure I'm okay and stuff. And that's how we got to talking like properly one-on-one, and like we had spoken in group chats and stuff only a few days prior for the first time. But yeah, so it is a bit of a crazy one in terms of like it's gotten me engaged and
how it's
remarried and stuff
developed.
like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. But yeah, probably the I would say the sickest one, or the truly crazy one, I guess, for me was, it's just a very short one. Basically, I had this loyal sort of sub on the channel. She would comment on every video. She's always came by, stopped by, watched it, left a comment, stuff like that. And then suddenly she on one of my later videos, she pretended to be her nurse and said that she was passing away or something like that.
Oh
And
my
so
God. Was
on
this
her
one of the things
deathbed,
that got tweeted out like a couple
yeah,
months back?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I mean, mind you, she was going on about how she doesn't appreciate women swearing and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. That's come on, that's ridiculous. You
Yeah.
can't talk about equal rights and then say no, well, women can't do this. It's unlike
Yeah.
like you got to be you got to call it down the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
So she did that in the comment, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. And then I mean, one of the things I replied, I was talking to 4 about it, and replied back saying, well, obviously it breaks this particular medicine board or practice board or whatever the standards are. It's a breach of a conduct from that, and that nurse could lose her job and stuff like that if she really was doing that. But then what she did is she made a new account, and it's like you can tell it's the same person. She's commenting the exact same style and way she would normally, but she's pretending to be someone else.
Mhm.
Now she doesn't come back on my channel to write anymore, but I can still see she writes on, like, Mr. Ramsey's channel and stuff like that. It's the same person.
Oh my
So I've
God,
told
what a weirdo.
yeah, she really is. She really is. So that's
Oh my
probably the
gosh.
actual, the actual true crazy, crazy fan
That is
occurrence, I suppose.
creepy. I don't understand why these people do these things. Like I've heard multiple stories. Like somebody very close to me was involved in a story like that, where the person was like, avidly interacting, and out of nowhere, the person like, oh, it's not the person anymore. It's like a relative or like a nurse or a doctor, and they're like, so and so had a terrible car accident, or they randomly just, got cancer and all this other stuff. And I'm like, how could you like how can you joke about stuff like that? Like, how can you take this so lightly? Like, don't say things like that,
Yeah,
But
exactly. People just
it's
don't really
crazy.
understand the gravity of it. Really
Yeah,
personally, I don't like when people, I don't know. I guess I don't like it when they start talking about, wanting to top themselves and stuff like that. Personally, I think
yeah,
there's a place for that, and
yeah,
you know, obviously it's not talking to other people online, you know,
yeah,
to
yeah.
therapist
I
basically.
agree. Yeah,
Um,
talk to a therapist, because even for some friends, it might be too heavy. But I mean, I guess, you talk to someone definitely, but not on the comment section of YouTube, or not someone on
yeah,
YouTube. But
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, no.
Discord.
Wow, that was
But
a creepy one. There's
yeah,
like bigger narrators who don't. Well, I guess the bigger narrators don't really have the time maybe to be open to stuff like that, which, it's a good thing for them. But like, yeah, this is the first I've heard of any crazy person like that just making up that it was like that they were sick or something. Is so weird.
yeah, it's freaking bold.
All right. So if anybody has questions in the chat section, please go ahead and ask them now. Now let me turn my attention to the questions that Mr. Ramsey asked.
Oh, okay,
One
here we
second.
go.
I don't know that I
Where is
can
he?
read
He's
all
not even in here.
these.
Not even in here to witness this. I know he'll watch it later, but still.
Oh my God. He said, I can't make it, but I have questions. Okay. I can't imitate his accent. I was gonna try, but I really can't. Um, uh, what's his favorite cuss word?
Um, it's a C word. It's the
That's what
C
he
word.
said. Okay, so the next thing he's put is, why is it the C word? Because he knew you were gonna say that. Wow, he really knows you.
Yeah, he really does, actually. That's surprising. Okay. So I think it's just customary here. You use the word mate for everyone if you're friendly, and you use the C word for people that aren't your mate, basically, put it that way.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just
Gotcha.
unfortunately embedded into the younger generation of Aussies.
Aussies.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Got it.
So don't freak out if you ever do visit here. It's not nothing intended personally at you. It's just a cuss word.
I got it. Okay, what is your favorite meat? He asked.
Um, did he tell you what he thinks it might be?
No, he did not answer that one. It was only
Okay.
the C word that he had an answer for.
My favorite meat truly is kangaroo.
Oh, what's it like?
It's really gamey, to be honest. It's really punchy. Like if you cook it, you can still taste the fact that it's got a lot of yeah. It's think of like you put spices into you marinate it into the meat for like 10 years, right?
Mhm,
It tastes like that. It's very, very strong, but it's really good for you. Like it's really nice. Like you can turn it into burgers or just have it as a steak or something, and it's like there's no fat on it. As you
mhm.
see, kangaroos are quite muscular and stuff like that, and they spend a lot of time jumping around, so there's no fat on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite meat.
So I mean, the only thing that I've really had that's gamey is lamb. So is there any comparison there?
Yeah, I've never had lamb before,
Oh,
but
never mind.
I guess
Um,
if lamb has that distinct taste, I suppose like no matter how much you cook it and what you put it with, you can always taste the meat. Like if you put say like you get a piece of I don't know, like beef or something like that, right? You put
yeah.
sauce in it, all you really taste is the sauce. You don't really taste the meat anymore.
Yeah.
With kangaroo, you can taste that flavor of the meat no matter what sauce you
Gotcha.
put it on. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now I understand why you're dead in the kangaroo's pouch and why the poor kangaroo is missing half his face and body. You know what? You deserved it. Okay, the kangaroo got his revenge. You tried eating him. It's not very
That's
nice.
right. Hey, then he died. He recovered. He came back to life, and he made
Yeah,
sure
exactly.
that I
He
got
made
mine.
sure he took you out.
That's the backstory.
He wants to know if you can fit your fist in your mouth.
No, I can't fit him. Oh, uh, uh,
Oh
uh.
my god! I wonder if he knew you would try it.
Not as a fist. I can. Yeah, I can. No, not as a fist. That's a really random
Oh
question.
my god. Wow. He knows you way too well.
That's really odd.
Yeah. Very odd, but very cute as well. He wants to know the size of your feet.
I'm pretty sure I am, because I'm just trying to compare it. I'm compare it to a US size. US 11 and a half.
Okay. All right then. I think that's pretty standard, isn't it? I
I
wouldn't
think
know.
so.
How often do people mistake you for him?
Not so
He's
much
so
anymore,
narcissistic.
but in the very beginning, right? In the very beginning, people used to mistake us all the time. Like writers would say, "Oh, sorry, I meant to get you that story." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Go, "Oh, you know that story? Here, I'll just message it to you." And then then they must go do it, and they realize, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were Mr. Ramsey." Well, hang on. Yeah, he's my alter ego. I mean, that's our joke now that we just, like, we're just alter egos now. But yeah, there was a few people that would comment in my video going, "Oh, good work, Mr. Ramsey," and then it really threw them off when we did a collab together, because they were like, "Wait, hang on, these are two different people." Like,
That's great.
suddenly like, because a lot of our subs were the same, because we started off pretty much in terms of when we got into horror community, and I think we met each other at about 90 subs each or something like that. So
Mhm.
we met each other pretty early on, and I think we just took to each other, both being foreigners and stuff like that. So we pretty much sort of guiding each other through um, I guess, YouTube and through our growth. So like a lot of our growth and stuff, it's pretty much, we've got like a very similar fan base. So we'll find that we have shared audience, and they'll listen to him or they'll listen to me, and that's why there's a bit of confusion as well. But the more as we've become more established and stuff like that, that's really died down. But yeah, initially it was a bit of, they got
Well, I
us
don't know.
mixed
I
up.
think like you guys' accents are really different and your voices. I mean, I guess I could see the pitch of your voice being similar, but your accents are totally, in my opinion, they're totally different.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they're both
they are.
foreign
You'd
accents,
be
but
right. You'd be right to say that, but unfortunately, some people just go, "Oh, I got you mistaken for Mr. Ramsden."
we're
Okay,
both
that's
misters. I guess there's that.
yeah. Are you listening? Or yeah, um, but I think so. Swamp has made the managed to fix that up. He just calls me Mr. Realty now, so he's always asking for properties and stuff like that in the Florida area.
Mr.
Um,
Realty.
Mr. Realty, yeah.
That's
So
great.
that's how he remembers me now. Is I'm Mr. I mean, he knows who I am now, but that's how he
Yeah.
made sure he
Hey,
didn't get me
Mr.
mixed up with
Realty,
Ramsey.
got any new houses in my area? Do
Anywhere
you
near
have
a
any
swamp?
houses in the Baltimore area?
By the swamp.
That's funny. All right. So if anybody who has never heard of you before is currently watching this, what would you like to tell them? Like, why should they check out your channel?
Um. Oh, that's putting myself on the spot there. Look, at
Sell
the end of
yourself,
the day,
basically.
tell myself. If you want something a bit different and something with an Aussie accent, something a bit foreign, but you want to hear some. First of all, you want to hear some Aussie, sort of criminal stories and true crimes. My channel's a place to get it. If you want to hear me narrate your stories or other people's stories as an Aussie, maybe you like that sort of thing and you want a bit of a break from, what
The
other narrators
Americans
are.
and British.
Yeah, the American, the British, and stuff like that. There's not many of us around, but if you like that sort of thing, my place is the place to find it. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, look, I know some people find a bit of frustration because they want to collab with other narrators, or they want their stories read or something like that. And I guess a lot of them have good stories that some of the bigger channels just don't have time, or it's luck of the draw basically. So if you have a story you want narrated, and you're right with me doing it, by all means, I'm happy to read your stories.
And is it just your email address?
It's just my email address. Yeah, this is mrreality@gmail.com, or I'm on Twitter as well. Whatever works for people, to be honest.
I actually linked the Twitter below. You guys should definitely like add him on Twitter. He will add to your stream a lot of positivity and goodness and love vibes. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think, I mean, is there anything you wanted to add to anything?
Look, no. Make sure everyone here, if you make sure you subscribe to Margbot as well, and
make sure you subscribe to Mr. Reality over here. He obviously has an amazing accent. So, and he has great stories. So I highly suggest you check him out if you have not already. If you have to leave my channel right now to go ahead and check out his channel, I don't mind it at all.
No. Wait till after. Check out Margbot.
No, this is what I'm here for. This is why I do this. I like exposing people to new narrators they may not be acquainted with, or having them get to know you a little bit better. So, yeah. Like I said, go ahead, click away. I don't mind. I think we're just wrapping this up at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something that was not in the questions, but I have to know this. What is something like of American culture, like especially now, with how your life is going and how you interact with us Americans so much? What is something that really shocks you?
Honest, it's gonna make you go, really? That's all it is?
No, not at all. No judgment.
Creamer.
You
guys use creamer for your coffee?
Oh, okay.
I had no idea what that is, because for years we had no, because we use milk for everything. There's no such thing as creamer, right? So that stuff is amazing.
Oh. Okay. See, okay, you're right. I was like, really? Creamer.
Yeah. Wow. But that's not something we get here. Even Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts is just something I've tried recently, because again, it's not something I had to import that stuff, right? Creamer and Pop-Tarts. Oh God, I've been missing out. Seriously, I've been missing out.
Yeah, I didn't know creamer was such a foreign American thing, I guess.
Yeah. Because we milk everything. So
is it true? Do you know if it's true for the British? Like, do they have creamer?
No, I don't think so. I think they use milk as well, because of them we do whatever we do as well, because
you guys are like the southern version of the Brits.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you guys are.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I have to ask my British friends now.
Yeah, it's they probably know what it is, but because we thought creamer was just literally cream or something. I don't know what we thought it was, because we've heard it in American shows and movies, like, you want creamer with that or whatever,
Are you talking about the powdered version or like the actual liquid that comes with different flavors?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
The coffee mates and stuff like that. I've got both. I've got the like
you order it in bulk.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
oh, that's great.
Like 50 portion French vanillas. I got like 100 hazelnuts. Yeah, it's
wow.
I had no idea. I really didn't.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm glad it's something positive and not something negative that, we have as Americans, and it's something as simple as creamer.
No. I mean, look, Australia is heavily influenced by the US in terms of like media and stuff like that anyway. Like every TV show and movie is essentially American. But the only thing we don't really get is just the convenience of everything you got. Like if you want something, there's good chances are you can find it somewhere, like it's been invented and it's on the market in the States. And it's usually reasonably priced, right? Here, because of maybe we're so far away and the population is quite small, we just find it so frustrating sometimes. You can go on Amazon, you can buy something with Amazon Prime, you got it in 2 days or whatever. Here, things take ages to come. So I think the convenience.
So there's no Amazon Prime out there?
No, there's Amazon. We just got Amazon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we just got it.
How do you live with yourselves? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now that it's here, I asked the same question, but before that, I think eBay was just the driver, and everything took a month to get here.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I don't know, I want to say it's like 6 or 7 years ago. I was looking for this particular Nine Inch Nails album, and it was not available anywhere except Australia. So I had to have it shipped from Australia, and it took like 2 months to get here.
Yeah,
So,
pretty
I guess
much.
that was the reverse of what you usually experience.
Yeah, and that's really weird that we have something that you're looking for. That's
Yeah, it
pretty
was
great.
so bizarre, and out of all places, Australia.
Yeah,
But
we like
hey,
a 9 Inch Nails. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you guys got to have something. I don't know. I feel like Australia is such a beautiful place, but then you hear of like all the terrifying like creatures that live out there, and then you're like, I don't know about that now.
this is exactly one of Four's reservations. She's like, oh, I'd love to go to Australia. People go, yeah, Australia. Wait a minute, don't they have like what about all those dangerous spiders and snakes and stuff like that? It's like, yeah, okay. It's not that bad. We've actually had more deaths by horses than we have poisonous snakes and spiders.
Death by horses.
Yeah, like horse accidents, like riding horses and you fall off. And there hasn't been a fatality from a spider in like
I hear
150
you
years
guys
or
are
something.
like the rat capital of the world, though, and
Right, capital.
that's just not. Yeah, and
They're probably in
what
the
was it?
bush, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. I think that's it. Not your cities. They're out in the bush, but
No, the cities
I
are pretty
picture
pretty modern.
some females from that. And what else was it? I knew a girl that her dad was in the military and he was stationed out there for a time. She's like, "There's flies everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
you have to have like netting everywhere because there's so many flies." Is that true?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, there is flies. It's actually really frustrating because like you can't leave your doors open. You've got to have like netting and
Yeah,
like if you leave food out, you've got to put like there's like these netting things, you like a little tent you can put on around your food and stuff like that.
yeah, I've seen them.
Um, yeah, that's unfortunately that is the problem in summer. It gets really really hot that the flies come out. So, but it's only summer. It's anytime between spring and so spring, winter, autumn, you don't get any flies. They all just die off.
Okay,
So it's just those sort of 3 months where you get the flies. But
so stay away during summertime. Got it. Because I mean, you guys
yeah,
have some gorgeous beaches from the looks of it.
heaps. Yeah,
Yeah.
heaps of them. They are really nice.
All right then. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to reconsider going to Australia.
Just do it. Just stick to the big cities and stuff like that. I mean, if people will go, I want to experience the outback, and then it's like, okay, well, that's where everything
No,
dangerous is.
no.
There's,
No, I saw Wolf
95.
Creek. Never. Not doing it. I saw Wolf Creek when I was like, I don't know, 14 or something,
Yeah,
and that's just not happening.
yeah.
If I were to
But
go, I would stick to the cities.
exactly. I mean, yeah. If you go into the like my state is mainly desert. That's where Wolf Creek's based in, right? That's pretty much the outside of the cities. You get just desert. The rest of the country, it's all densely forest. So it's kind of thing of Amazon sort of thing. It's so dense that there's probably they reckon there's like thousands of species of things that haven't been found yet of like
Discovered,
creatures.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I bet.
95% of the country is still undiscovered because it's just too dense. Like you'd be the amount of demolition they would have to do just to make it livable for people is pretty freaking ridiculous. So yeah, there's so much to be undiscovered. So just stick to the coasts, basically. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Don't
All
go
right.
in. Yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I said don't go in. Just stick to the coast. Just don't go inland, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, just go around, not within.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. So I think we're just gonna wrap this up, guys.
Sure.
I thank you so much for allowing me to interview Mr. Reality after all this time. I know it's been a minute.
That was fun.
And to all 12 of you who are watching now, thank you so much for coming back. Or if you're new, welcome. I know I've been absent for a while, so I'm always grateful to have people watching. And Mr. Reality definitely deserve to have an audience. So thank you so much. Napoleon, thank you so much. He said, "Welcome back, Margbot. Looking forward to your future projects. This week has been awesome for me. Happy International Women's Day. I hope to meet you at a future convention. You are my favorite narrator." Thank you, Napoleon. And that was something I meant to address earlier. Happy International Women's Day to all you ladies out there. I hope you did something nice for yourselves because, you deserve it. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Is there an International Men's Day? Just wondering. I don't think there is.
It's all right. They don't need them.
They? You mean you? You're one of them.
All right.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
women are allowed to have more than men anyway, considering circumstances.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
Been a bit too
I'm
lucky.
all about that equality,
Yeah, men have been riding this wave for too long. I think I think they need to step back a bit.
Yeah, go away. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Nice.
I am going to end the stream with the interview, and then I'm probably going to start a second stream because I haven't interacted with you guys in a long time, and we'll see where we go from there. So thank you so much for joining us, and keep a lookout for my next video / interview. I have people in mind that I want to interview. It's just my schedule is insanely hectic nowadays, and I'm just trying to make the YouTube thing and the rest of my life work currently. And I've obviously been doing a lousy job at it, but anyway, just stick with me. I won't just altogether disappear on you. All right. Thank you for everyone who came again, and I will catch you on the next stream after this, hopefully. Anyway, bye.
Hi, everyone.